My name is Tony O'Brien. I'm a retired Navy SEAL, good friend of Chris Sheldon's. I'm also Plymouth County Commissioner. Currently, I'm running for County Register of Deeds here in Plymouth County. We can talk about that later, and I've got material, business cards and stuff about myself. We're here first and foremost to support Chris Sheldon, as well as to discuss the Second Amendment, gun rights, etc. We're very, very encouraged and happy that we're here and have such a big crowd. The first thing I'd like to do is introduce Chris, and then we're going to have some of the speakers come up, whether they're candidates or elected officials or other folks that want to make some statements. Then we're going to go down range and do a really fun thing too, and that's one of our favorite things, which is shooting. Our state rep, who is our host state rep, Susan needs to leave soon, so we're asking Chris to have her come up right away, and that way she can do what she's got to do. Obviously, state rep, busy schedule. We're honored to have you here, Madam State Rep. Thanks so much for that. Without any further ado, great friend of everybody here, as well as a conservative candidate who's going to stand up for our family values, stand up for the taxpayers, and make the improvements in Congress that are long, long overdue. Good friend, Chris Sheldon.
Thank you. Thanks. We put this event together to really be a forum for candidates. Anybody who's paid attention to the United Nations this week knows that our gun rights, our Second Amendment rights, are always under attack. We need to get great officials elected at all levels of government, whether it's our local level, like the county and town government, whether it's at the state level. We've got a lot of great state rep and state candidates represented here today. Whether it's at the federal level, we've got a lot of great congressional candidates represented here today. We want this to be a fun, casual environment. More than anything else, we want this to be a safe environment. We've got a lot of experienced shooters here. We've got a lot of people who've never shot a gun before. We've got a lot of great instructors here. We've got a lot of great safety instructors. Please pay attention to your range professionals. They're here to help. If you have any questions, raise your hand. They'll come over. We can do some instruction ahead of time. So if you're uncomfortable or unsure about what you're doing, talk to them ahead of time, and they'll walk you through the process. We want to have a lot of fun. We want everybody to have a chance to learn. All the candidates are here so that you can talk to them. We're going to give all of them an opportunity to speak. So really, let's have a lot of fun today. Let's have a great event. And without further ado, State Representative from this district, Susan William Giffords.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I too, like Anthony, I tend to project well without other devices, and I don't know if that has to do with being a politician or if that's the way I've always been. I like to think that's the way I've always been. Welcome to my district, the 2nd Plymouth District, currently comprised of Carver, Wareham, and half of the town of Bourne. However, come January, I will be relinquishing Bourne for 2 precincts in the beautiful town of Middleborough. So I'm very, very pleased. It's going to be a good change. While I'll miss Bourne, it will still be a great change for my district. And I've told people, it's no secret, the Carver Sportsmen's Club, I consider my home away from home. I come here every opportunity I get. I always feel welcome. And when it comes to an event like this, I can't think of a better place to have it, because you've got some of the most knowledgeable, conscientious people who are members of this club and are always willing to help and do whatever they can. So this is in support of our Second Amendment rights, which I've always been a proponent of. I'm proud to say that I have also joined the NRA. I am now a card-carrying member, so I'm very proud of that. So unfortunately, I do have another meeting I have to get to. I want to thank Chris and I want to thank Anthony for allowing me an opportunity to say hello and welcome you all to my district. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time today. I know you will, because you're here at the Carver Sportsmen's Club. So enjoy, everybody. Thank you very much. Have a great time.
Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. Real quick, I want to recognize some dignitaries in the crowd and say some thank yous. In the crowd is David Pottier, Taunton City Councilor. We also have Mark Townsend, Chairman of the Carver Republican Town Committee. Want to say a special thank you for helping put the event together, Craig Parker from the Rochester Republican Town Committee. Definitely want to thank Paul Johnson and the directors here at the Carver Sportsmen's Club for allowing us to host this event here. Very thank you. We obviously couldn't do this without them, so let's thank the Carver Sportsmen's Club. Last on the thank you list, but certainly not least, is the gentleman who put this event together. I'm not even sure where he is because he's been doing so much today, but Ryan Matthews from the campaign. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Ryan. As I mentioned, this is a bipartisan effort. This is defending the Constitution, defending the Second Amendment, crosses both party lines, and we've got some great candidates here that I'm going to give an opportunity to come up and speak. We're going to start with the state representative candidates, and I'll start with Adam Bond, running as a Democrat in the 12th Bristol District. So Adam, come up and say a couple words.
I'm loud because I'm a lawyer. We're always loud. The Second Amendment to me and the constitutional issues that we're facing right now, federal, state level, are basic. They're basic. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican. The Constitution is written in English. It's plain to see. It's plain to understand. I've been before the U.S. Supreme Court fighting constitutional issues before. And what bothers me is that people, depending on their particular agenda, depending on their party line, begin to take words and split them off, like so many lawyers, split them off and bend them to where they want them to be. The Constitution was written in a particular way. The words were chosen very carefully. The ideas behind them are intended to be instituted, not slowly but surely chipped away piece by piece. The theme of my campaign is people before party. I'm proud to stand here among people that are red, that are blue, that are purple, the mixture of red and blue, because I'm trying to stand for points of view and issues that are objective, that you can deal with, and that you can put into effect without taking a party side. One of those basic things is the basic right to bear arms. My mother, at 65, bought her first gun. At 72, she is a biker bitch on the back of a motorcycle. She is riding to Arizona and every other place she can to go to biker rallies with my stepfather, who is an ex-police officer, who helped me pick out my first gun. Close your eyes and grab it. If it feels good, hold it and buy it. And I did. And ever since I shot the gun for the first time, I understood why you folks are standing here today. There is a sense of security, there is a sense of control, and there is a sense of being independent. This independence is part of the Second Amendment. We are all individuals. We have a right to defend ourselves, and we have a right to have a little bit of fun with a gun every once in a while, whether it's an AK-47 all the way down to a Walther PPK. I thank you for being here. I thank you for allowing me to speak, and good luck to everybody running.
Candidate for state rep out of Plymouth, Deb Betz.
Hi, I'm Deb Betz. I'm running for the 12th Plymouth District, and that includes North Plymouth and West Plymouth, so close to here, close to Carver. It includes Duxbury, Precinct 1 in Duxbury. It includes Kingston, Halifax, Plumpton, and part of Middleborough. So it's 6 communities. And so I'm excited to be here in Carver, the next town over, and to enjoy in this event. My experience with guns is very limited. Last year with the Plymouth Police Department, they had a Citizens Police Academy, and I was able to take part of that. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I got to have the chance to go to the range in Plymouth and shoot the police weapons. It was very exciting to do. And then I too, like the gentleman who just spoke, realized the first time, that was my first time even holding a gun, and this was just last year. My first time holding a gun and my first time shooting a gun. And I could understand then how important this is, and to all of you folks. And I would love to own a gun. I would love to do that, and I'd love to take the classes, but it's very expensive here in Massachusetts, isn't it? And that's the challenge that I think that I face and that I'm talking about when I'm talking to voters and they ask me about my Second Amendment right views. I believe in the Second Amendment, But I also believe that it's kind of a class issue. If you have money, you can afford to get a gun, and you can afford to pay the certification costs, and you can do that. But if you don't have those funds available, how are you to get a gun? And I believe that if a person wants to have a gun, they should have the right to have that gun and not have it be a class issue and not have it be only the people at the higher end of the income range can do that. So that's where my belief is, and that's where I stand on Second Amendment rights. I'm excited to be here today and to learn more about shooting and to see the great demonstrations. I'm excited to see Commissioner O'Brien and see what he's going to be doing. And it's a pleasure to be here. And thank you, Chris, for giving me this opportunity to speak. And I have some information at my table. And I would ask you, if you know anyone in those towns that I mentioned before, please come see me, because it would be great for you to give me their information so I can contact them as well. So thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later.
Candidate for state rep from Scituate, Stephen Coulter.
Hi, my name's Stephen Coulter. I'm the state rep candidate for the 4th Plymouth, which is Scituate and Marshfield. Thanks, Chris, for the opportunity to be here. I'm a big supporter of the freedom of the Second Amendment to allow people the right to bear arms. My opponent is not friendly to the rights of gun owners. Even though I'm out of district for many of you, it's a great opportunity for people to get involved, and I need all the help that I can get. People can help me out. We can be able to make sure that the freedoms that people have fought so hard to have are protected up on Beacon Hill, and that they don't continue to chip away bit by bit, start to limit types of ammunition that you can be able to purchase and things like that, as is the first step in their plans to start to infringe on our freedoms. Thanks again for the opportunity to be here. Really looking forward to learning more about what you guys do. Again, thanks for your help. You can get more information here, and I look forward to a fun day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Three candidates today couldn't be here, but either sent literature, sent signage, or sent their regards. We have candidate for state representative Corey Welch from Rockland, who couldn't be here. Also, state senator from this district, Mark Pacheco, Democrat running for state senator, currently unopposed, sent some signage, big supporter of Second Amendment rights. And state candidate for state senate, Tom Keyes, Senate representative and Senate literature. He's running in the Plymouth and Barnstable district, great supporter of Second Amendment rights, great candidate. He's going to give Terry Murray a real challenge. So all three of them, if we could give them a round of applause. Yeah. Running for Congress in the 4th Congressional District, we have David Steinhof.
Chris, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. David Steinhof. I'm from Fall River, Mass., member of the New Bedford Rod and Gun Club, and I've been a Republican for years. I decided to become a Republican years ago, grew up as a Democrat without much choice, but became a Republican because I believe Republicans stood for our Second Amendment. They weren't afraid to say they were proud to stand up for our Second Amendment right to bear arms. And I think our founding fathers affirmed our God-given rights of freedom first and followed it by our right to bear arms to make sure we would work on protecting that for the rest of our lives. They knew it was not something that would be easy to take care of or given for the rest of this country's life, that it would be up to us to defend it. Those of us who believe in carrying firearms, learn how to use them, carry them, and protect that right. And those of us who choose not to, still affirm our right to do so. I think it's an obligation for everyone in this country to do that, ladies and gentlemen. That's why a get-together like this is a fantastic opportunity for us to show solidarity. We're here with a number of candidates. We're running in the 4th District, which is we're not part of the district in this town, but I have the opportunity to stand shoulder to shoulder with Sean Bielat, my opponent in the 4th District. Back when we get to the district, it's a different story, but right here, we can stand shoulder to shoulder in support of this function, this get-together. Excellent chance to say this. And by the way, you were looking for Mr. Matthews, and he was right there?
Yeah.
All right, I hope you're putting on glasses before you shoot me. Ladies and gentlemen, about 15 years ago in my dental office, before I actually took up the license, I had shot when I was younger. My mom is from North Carolina. Down there, you can, as soon as you're old enough to carry a gun, you can have one, you can buy one. So I sort of took it for granted. When we'd go down and visit, I'd have the opportunity. But when we opened our office in Fall River, my second office, my associate, unfortunately I wasn't there, was held up at gunpoint. And it was there and then that I decided I'd never let one of my employees go through that terror again. And I took up the right to own a gun, learned how to use it, and made it sure that I was there to protect these people and myself. That's our God-given right, and it's something that the United States takes very seriously. I hope the people of the United States will make their votes count this year to make sure we can go on defending the Second Amendment right. Thank you very much.
Also running for Congress in the 4th Congressional District, Sean Bielat.
First of all, I want to thank Chris for organizing this event, for having us all here today to talk about an important issue. I'm Sean Bielat. I'm running in the 4th Congressional District, currently represented by Mr. Barney Frank. 2010, I had the opportunity to run against Barney. And in 2010, I talked about 3 things, and those are the same 3 things I'm talking about this year, unfortunately. The first is jobs in the economy. The second is fiscal responsibility, debt and deficit reduction. But the third, and the one that I think concerns us most today, is the role of government. For me, that role comes from our Constitution. It comes from the rights that are granted in that document, and it comes in our execution of the Constitution. And so we've seen that document, unfortunately, trampled over the past couple of years. Most recently, we've seen Fast and Furious and the failure of the administration to give over to the Congress the documents that were requested. We've seen this upcoming UN treaty on small arms. Now, the State Department has recently stated that there's a red line that they will not cross in terms of the Second Amendment rights. I hope that's true, but it's incumbent on us as citizens who believe in the Second Amendment, citizens who believe in the Constitution, to hold our elected officials accountable for protecting those rights. So I encourage you all, please contact your member of Congress, contact your senators, tell them how you stand on this important issue. And if you're in the 4th Congressional District, I encourage you to come out, look at the candidates, and vote for Sean Bielat. Thank you.
I believe that's all the candidates. Is there anybody that I've missed? Excellent. All the candidates that you've heard today share 2 things in common. One, they all support you. They all support your Second Amendment rights. They're going to be there. They're going to be fighting to defend you, to defend the activities that you want to do. They're going to represent you in Congress to the best of their ability. The other thing that they share in common is that they all need your support. Whether it's to volunteer or financial support, they need you to come out. They need you to get involved. This is the year where everybody has to come out. Everybody has to do their job as citizens of this country to get out and fight for the people that are going to represent them. If you stay home, if you don't donate any money, and you can, if you don't volunteer, if you don't talk to your friends and family, then they're not going to get elected, and we're going to have government, the same government that we've had for the last several decades, a government that really doesn't work for the people. So we need you. We need you to get out. We need you to support the candidates that are here today. We need you to support your other local candidates that are supporting Second Amendment rights, that are supporting the Constitution, that are supporting fiscal conservatism. So please get out and support those candidates. We also have here, we haven't introduced him earlier, but the Plymouth County Sheriff, Joe McDonald, is here. Just so everybody knows the itinerary of events, immediately following these speeches, we're going to have a canine demonstration from the Sheriff's Department. The Sheriff has graciously offered to put that presentation on for the club, so we're very excited about that. We're going to do that first. I can bring everybody over. Actually, just going to turn towards the Ford Fusion or Focus or whatever this is right here. We're going to have that event here, and then afterwards we're going to head down to the range and have some of the events. So thank you everybody for coming. Please talk to the candidates. Please, just be involved, have a good time, and everybody please be safe. Thank you.
This is Canine Bella. Bella's 2.5 years old, and she's my girl. Yes. We have fun with it. I'll be home and like I'll walk through the yard with a hi sweetie, how are you? And of course I hear from behind me is my wife. I'm fine, thank you. But yeah, Bella's 2.5 years old. She is a purebred golden retriever, and she's little for the breed. But honestly, her size works out great because the nooks and crannies she's able to get into, searching the interior of vehicles, she's able to climb under seats, and I mean she's just a fantastic dog. The drive is fantastic that she has, but most importantly, you see her bouncing around like a tiger. It's in the car, isn't it? Drive is important, but for a dog to be a good work dog, and honestly, I think anybody here that has hunting dogs, I'm sure you know this, drive is important, but uncontrolled drive is going to be a problem. You have to have a dog with high drive, but a dog that's going to be able to cap that drive, a dog that's going to be able to handle and control that drive. And right now she is saying, would you shut up and put the collar on so I can eat? So what we start out with, this is the position to start. She sits. You hold the food over. And then the collar is just the secondary key. Honestly, she doesn't really need it. If I just took her out to go to the bathroom and then just started walking her through a parking lot, she'd start searching cars on her own, hoping that she would find something so she could eat it.
We gotta go, Lisa.
And you weren't supposed to find it that fast. Well, either you have something in your pocket or she really likes you. And we always feed the source. She's not supposed to jump on anybody though, Belle. The importance of this is she touches her nose, she gets fed. She touches her nose, she gets fed. So what this is doing, it's reinforcing the odor, absolutely. She knows, so every time she sniffs, she's getting more food. So by the time we get done working her and getting her full portion for the day, she's taking in the odor, God, anywhere from 40 to 60 times. Bella, let's go. I'm gonna be done with that search for now, and thank you to the volunteers. Come on, sweetie. Thank you.
She would have found it for you, though.
She's already searching.
Bring her over to Bob's car.
And there's the dog slobber.
Oh, it's at the bottom of the door?
No, actually, Russ, we got a problem because we hit it in the grill. Only kidding.
One of the things you have to remember, firearms, doesn't matter if it's a handgun, rifle, shotgun, Derringer, blunt, whatever. You treat every firearm that you handle or that you see as loaded. You could sit there, you could open up the action, you could look in the chamber, you could see there's not a round in there. You treat every one as if it's loaded. So if somebody hands you a handgun, they should have the barrel pointed in a safe direction at all times. They should have it open so that you can see the chamber, and if they tell you it's unloaded, you always check yourself to make sure it is unloaded, okay? Most accidents happen when you are loading a firearm or unloading a firearm. So those are kind of key points.
I'll tell you what, see the left target frame? The leftmost target frame, okay? The upper right.
This one was easier for me.
The left target frame,
Squeeze that one
the
up.
upper right target. This is, I only see one bullet hole, that's at 3 o'clock, so if you're there, we'll be able to know. Probably aim about 6 o'clock with that top of that front sight.
A lot easier. Is that nicer? Is it nicer?
There you go.
I'm out. 1 o'clock. So you sure?
See, with a gun like this, the kick is so easy and light that once you shoot, you don't even have to shift your eye. Your eye's right on the target instantly.
Wanna try yours again?
Keep going. I think you have about 12 rounds left. Feel free to.
Nobody's getting. Trigger straight back, straight back. Don't jerk that trigger.
A couple more here want to shoot.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll move out of the way then.
Girls shooting. I'll be the one in the front. He's got a pistol right there.
Ballpark, very nice. 8 o'clock, right next to the block. Shoot.
Ladies right here. Are they shooting? You're waiting to shoot, right? You're not shooting? Right behind you.
Show up some more rounds left. You want to? Okay.
Have you ever shot before?
No.
There you go, sir.
I'm Terry Reiber. I'm a member with PAC TV, and I'm with
Bill Claus from Somerset, Mass.
John Fleming from Middleborough, Mass.
And how long have you been participating in gun sports for?
I started hunting when I was 16 in upstate New York, and I've been shooting ever since. I was in the military, and I was a trooper in New York State for 27 years.
I've got a very similar hunting experience. I've been hunting since I was 16 years old and been shooting ever since as well. Big proponent of the Second Amendment, and I'll do everything I can to support it.
Do you think our Second Amendment rights have been eroded or have been maintained in the last 20, 30 years?
I believe they've been eroded considerably, and I believe that they want to do more and more to take the gun amendment rights away from us. People need to be educated more about how guns really work. A gun is a tool, especially for a police officer, and it's hardly any different from a hammer or a saw. If you know how to use it properly, it won't hurt anybody. My children grew up in a house that had guns in it from the time they were very small. They all hunt, and no one has ever had any problems with it.
Again, our experiences mirror one another. I believe that the Second Amendment has eroded over the past 30 years or so. Although I do think that recently I've seen an uptick in what the NRA has been able to accomplish. And I really believe, I'm a lifetime member of the NRA, and I really believe that they are the gun owners' best representative in politics. Politicians, I believe, are genuinely against the Second Amendment, except when you get folks like this that are putting on an event like this today. And I think it behooves everybody who's pro-Second Amendment to get out and support those politicians that are fighting for our right to bear arms.
Okay, thanks a lot, gentlemen.
Thank you.